Good evening. Welcome to Loud Poets. Please clap your hands, stamp your feet, and make some noise for your host and compere, Kevin Mclean.
Hello, back to Loud Poets Edinburgh. Oh, it's good to be back at Push the Boat, and my name is Kevin Mclean. I will be your host for this evening. This is the very first heat of the 2025-2026 Loud Poets Slam Series. Are you guys hyped? It is only because of this heat being in November that it is 25-26 Slam Heat. We love Push the Boat out so much that I'm willing to ruin my lovely year-end inbox folders. It's a majestic time. Are we having a good time, Push the Boat? Oh, fantastic. It's always an absolute highlight of the literary year in Edinburgh. We love having the opportunity to partner with Push the Boat Festival and bring our slam heat here. Give me a little whoop if you've been to a Loud Poet Slam before. Everybody, good. Give me a little sign if you're the one person who hasn't been to a Loud Poet Slam. Polite hand in the air. That to me. They don't seem very enthusiastic about it, so I appreciate that. He's been drinking. Good. Now this is the enthusiasm. No, what? Yes, this is one of our heats. What does that mean? It means it's one part of the larger Loud Poets Slam series. For those who don't know how many slams were, have you been to any slams?
Like back in the day, like one or two.
I don't feel like you're cheating on me. I didn't know you're like, no, I mean, I've looked at a slam once or twice. Spoke to them.
It's not you, it's me. It's not you, it's me.
No, it's me. Trust me, it's me. No, wonderful. Whether you've not been to any slams, whether you've been to a million before, whether you've seen a slam series or not, I'm going to explain how it works. Basically, what we are doing is competitive poetry, which is a lot of fun, but very dumb to do. It's a silly idea trying to judge poems, but it tricked you all into coming, so I guess it worked. Wonderful stuff. Yes, we have a smorgasbord of beautiful poets for you this evening. They are going to be competing to become the Loud Poets Edinburgh Slam Champ. They will win £200. Exactly. But they will also qualify and move on to the Loud Poets Grand Slam Final, which will take place in Edinburgh, as yet unnamed Edinburgh Book Festival. We'll see which one. But yes, they will take place there. And the winner of that, this one will join the 9 other winners from across Scotland and further afield. We branched out last year to England. Might we try to go further afield again this year? We'll see. Kevin's been trying those stuff, but it's so moving. You'll find out there'll be more updates to go, but then join 9 other winners at the Edinburgh Fest in August in Edinburgh. And the 10 of them will compete to become the Loud Poets Grand Slam champion and win £3,000, which is fucking mental. I'm so annoyed that we have created this contest that I will never be able to enter. Really screwed myself. But beyond money, beyond the pride of representing your city, you will become the holder of the Loud Poets Slam Championship belt. Is she not beautiful? This whole thing, 4 years in, is still an elaborate ruse so I can own a wrestling belt. It's a very successful ruse. Whoops. Yes, it's going to be wonderful to get all those prizes and more. It's a real wonderful time for the poets that win, that get to go to the Grand Slam final. We hope that we're creating a huge opportunity. There is a real dearth of opportunities for performance poets. You don't see so many awards, so many prizes for specifically performance poets. The Slam is a great way to target those poets and get them some hard-earned cash and accolades, which is what we all go into poetry for, I'm sure, right? The money? It'll come eventually, right? Oh, no. Yes, no, it's going to be wonderful. That is the poets. That's what they're doing here. They're going to be competing for that belt. There are going to be 3 rounds, and each round we will start with 11 poets. They will have 3 minutes of the mic. We'll whittle them down to 6 poets for the second round. We will have another 3 minutes of the mic. Then we will whittle them down to 3 poets. In the final round, They will have 3 minutes of the mic, and they will have to be joined by They will be subjected to musical accompaniment by the absolutely spectacular Mr. Jack Hanks. We love using poetry and music here at Loud Poets, and so it's a real treat for that third round to be able to be both. And so the three final poets will have to get out and just kind of go with it and play with Jack and then work on that kind of improvisational jam, which is always lovely. So we will see that in the third round. But who gets to the third round? I hear that one person who doesn't know listen to their ass. Well, I'll tell you, it will be the three that the judges see fit. That's who will get there. Who are the judges? Well, we have three eminently qualified judges. As always, we have the long-suffering Light Poets judge. It's her fault for getting a PhD. Make some noise for Dr. Kenny! What's the thing? Don't educate yourself. People will make you do things. Stay dumb. Shout in the microphone. You're tired. It's the way to be. Our second judge, someone else who has been made to do things, give it up with the amazing Annie Rutherford. Annie Rutherford has done a million things, as well as being an incredible poet, a translator of poetry. She's the program manager here at Push the Boat Out. She's part of that incredible team. And so if she looks real sleepy in the middle of the slam, it's not the quality of poems, it's the quantity of poems. And John Herred, she's been doing an amazing job all weekend. We are very lucky to have Annie here. And our third judge, who could be more qualified to see who's the winner than the person who won last time? Give it up for your reigning, defending Edinburgh Champion Lucas Sheridan! Lucas has been an absolutely incredible poet, absolutely smashed it winning the Edinburgh Heat last year, went to the Grand Slam final and blew everyone away. It was a spectacular event in the Grand Slam final. Lucas was an absolute highlight. I know they are going to be a wonderful judge. And then they will be able to hand over the belt. So the fourth round is really prying the belt. So this is a challenge of its own. Who knew there'd be a strength test to the poetry show? We're very excited for that. So those are the judges. Those are the poets. That's Jack, the musician, who they'll be subjected to. It's all in place. What is your job? Well, you guys, you do have a job. It's a poetry show. Everyone has to chip it. Your job is to not worry about points, to not worry about judges, to not worry about prizes and belts and all of that silliness. Your job is to give your support and love to the poets. Sharing poetry at the best of times can be a terrifying thing to do. It's a very personal art form. It comes from the soul, and that can be a really weird thing to bear in front of a room full of 100 strangers, as beautiful as you are. It can be a spooky thing. Add on the idea that you are being actively judged while doing it. It's a bit weird. So we want you guys to not worry about all that and just give all your love and the support to all the poets that come this evening. Are you guys up for that? It's a lot of poets, guys. Names on the 10. I said, are you up for that? Fantastic. Well, we are about ready to kick off. There's only one ingredient that I should mention, and that is, it's very scary going first at Poetry Slam. So what we have done is we have a sacrificial poet. Someone comes up to the mic, takes that bullet for the poets, warms up this crowd, gets everything underway. And we'll have our sacrificial poet perform before each round of the slam. And I am so pleased to have this sacrificial poet, our reigning champ. Make some noise and welcome to the stage, Lucas Sheridan!
I'm always so flattered when people think I'm taller than I am. It's such an honor to introduce everyone. Let's go. When I stand here, heart hearing each of your beats and speeding up to meet each double clap of valve and muscle, the wonderful tussle of syllable and sinew, it's easy to forget how I spent years silencing my heart. Done with my way of being clear for all to see, I wrapped myself in code and then I lost the key. I remember writing my first poem. It felt like being on a play date and finding all the beads I needed to spell my name on my friendship bracelet. But when I picked the poem up, all the threads came with it. Unraveling knots I didn't remember tying, loosening seams on a street jacket I could never describe. So then the letters came. falling out my sleeve, the bottom of my trousers, letters overflowing at my collar. I tried to stay calm, sought the ABCs and remember how to read, but I didn't have the words. I couldn't make sense of the feeling, never mind make sentences. 16 then. I went hiding down the type of alleyway only line breaks can make, finding new friends in dark corners of spit bars and stanzas. Denez Smith cut me a silhouette from their pages and Joelle Taylor gave me a shadow that walks in step. At the open mic, poets wove light out of the night for me, taught me how to speak again in a voice that is my own, no matter how hard it feels. On this stage, I craft versions of myself that could never have existed and spin yarns for younger me I didn't know could be told. Words that got stuck in my teeth as I tried to get them out mouth now, like penny sweets. Queer is nearly impossible for me to say without smiling. Its e's and r's sending the edges of my mouth up to my ears. I first heard queer said with a smile in a poem. I first called myself queer in a poem. I remember watching those letters settle on the page and feeling a twinge I didn't recognize, but deciding that this is what it is to be alive. Even now, sometimes writing a poem feels like punch needling, like I am making a hole in the hope to make a picture, forcing the needle through and out the other side. Sometimes it takes a while before I can step back from the ache and see how each loop of thread, each line of words has made a beauty I couldn't recognize. Sometimes the picture even looks like me. So when I say I'm a poet, it's not about the poems but my making. And when I say I'm a queer poet, it's not about that aching but the art of being when you don't have the words and the living when you do. I hope you can find your words too.
Spectacular stuff, spectacular stuff. That is how you kick off a poetry song. That's what they're sharing. Guys, it's going to be an amazing, amazing evening for you. Like I said, with spoken word, with poetry slides, it's one of my favorite things. You're going to see everything tonight. You're going to see the hilarious. You're going to see people get introspective, get raw. Take care of yourselves. If at any point you get a bit much, you just step away. If any of the poems are hitting anything for you don't want to hear, that's totally fine. Take care of yourself. Let's keep a good night. Let's put some love in the room. Let's be supportive and lovely to all of your wonderful poets. Are you ready for the first round? Let's get started as we run the stage.
This piece does have a couple of light content warnings. For blood, religious trauma, general trauma, misogyny, trans misogyny, and self-harm. Please look after yourselves. This is the blood poem. You reach out your hand, thumbprint the wafer onto my tongue, where by the power of your belief you push the flesh of man into my mouth, as if I am not already sick of the flesh of men. I will cut away this flesh of man, make a holy grail from my own skin, from my holy blood. They said a woman bleeding was unclean. I cannot bleed in a way that would make me unclean in the eyes of men. And yet, I too have left bloodstains in the bathrooms, alabaster altars. I have watched the blood float in water like the ghost of a baptism gone wrong. I have prayed some more razor blades than gods, and I better answers from the metal than from anyone who claimed I was loved by someone who so clearly hated me. But when there are only knives pressed against my tongue, I will lick any amount of love off them in the hope it sustains me. It was Saul who wrote, "This is my body, which is for you." Sorry. Paul, I should say, for your apostolic with which dead names you remember to forget. I wonder sometimes whose sins were forgiven on the skull by the olive press. A woman cuts herself open on stage and no one cares. We have been calling the bloodshed of women entertainment for so long, we have forgotten that we had claimed to give up human sacrifice. What is the obsession with flesh, with blood? With how many cuts turns a human into ingredients? Murder is not a sin when it is God who wishes for the blood. It is not only meat that we carve into pieces small enough that they will not choke men as they eat the world. You forgot that the lesson wasn't the food on the table, but the sitting around it and sharing what we had to give. Please do that. Please.
How to be successful. Sleep for 7 hours. Wave refreshed. Consume your breakfast. Moisturize and floss. You'll take a bath. Ingest the morning dew. Commute to work or job. Career. Promotions year on year. A pension pot, a mortgage, ISA, credit card, investments, life insurance, gas, electric, payroll, by goodness, standing order. All of this before you're 12. Or else you're fucked. Your pensions fail. Your mortgage for a morgue. And even worse, you'll fall behind your friends' acquaintances, so keep in touch. At least reach out to Steph, Ellie and Jeff, your uni gang of 8, your mom and dad, your nana, your colleagues, each week, and Eve, Lorraine, your cousin, siblings, gangs, you play some D&D, and at the end, after your focus, contact your kitchen toaster. Stay prepared with journals, calendars, a planner sync of several apps, and exercise religiously. Your benchy, yoga, squat, and stretch, go Zumba, Peloton, and never catch a cold. We'll eat your fruits and protein too, your carbs, good fats, eat vegan 2 units or a pint a week. It still don't meet the perfect partner. If you're a mutual friend who studies during uni or at work, relax. Enjoy the candlelit third date. Then blink. Behold, for now you're both engaged. You'll blink again, your wedding's done. The doctor who'd explain your black absence amongst your closest friends. Your mum and dad Lorraine, who looks confused to see your best man raise a toaster. Wow, at least a PhD. On weekends teach. You'll own a duck-free dog, say cat 2 cars, and have an Instagram for each. You'll build a shed. A bedroom desk and paint your walls a whisper of Egyptian sand all into blue, shadow tears of Peter Pan, not blue. Construct a kitchen island that's so big and self-sustaining that the European Union would recognize it as a member state. Become a polyglot musician, athlete, blogger with a stable job who travels every other week and finds the time to read. Update the clothes you wear, apply a costume to your cats and dogs, and if your duck arrives to brunch without a bow or tie, you fail. Cards adults, you bumbling fraud. Even over a second house you bought to rent, your duck's a fucking goose. Relax. Once a month for 20 seconds. 30 at a push. For being a well-adjusted adult means a constant test, but look, you're nearly there, so nearly, just a little left. You'll have to deal with war, disease, hopefully not cancer, grief, your aging parents slowly drifting, friendships, years of doubting, chronic illness, theft, assault, the washing up. Adultery, addiction, sway, repairs to funerals, the weekly shop economy, and if you have a kid, well, that's another 14-minute list. Now, complete all this, and you'll succeed. For today.
Jesus.
There is a slug that lives in my bathroom. I know that I really ought to kick him out, but the thing is, I really like slugs in my bathroom much more than I like ants in the bathroom, or spiders in the bathroom, or flies in the bathroom, or people in the shower when I want to pee. Now, there is a slug that lives in my bathroom that makes me want to go on a slimy spree. I cover my body in suds and soap, spend days on my hair till the drain plugs up. I'm bugs with clean slime, black slime, green slime. Why do spiders not know how to rinse the tub? 1 slug, 2 slugs, 3 slugs, or a fourth is squished by the creak of the door. Why let all the snails see the garden glory? This guy has no shell. My mommy says him Dory Cave, where he goes when it rains outside, when it's dry outside, when it hails outside. For here, in my bathroom, no matter the tide, it's wet. You get it, he's a slug and he's my pet. I like slugs how you like cheese. I hate cheese how you hate slugs. Slugs aren't big on dairy, they eat leafy greens. I share the mollusk, giving me the farmer is a thug. I have smelly feet, slugs have belly feet. That's why I take showers and the slugs are known as gastropods. Not to be confused with a chaise longue in a gastropub, where the cheese melts slower than the pies and the pence, and I know that's where all your money gets spent because we are so different. The tricks of etymology have caused the astronomically gooey disaster that is gastropod gastronomy. Paris, je t'aime, but the mollusks are too much for me. I'll grab myself a curry because I'm vegan. The astropods are safe with me. I escargot, the snail are fucking escargot. I'm an escar bro. I get in slime from chia seeds and juices from congealed beans. The leopard slug would laugh at me for complicating tasks for eating other slugs as in his genes, and I wear jeans from charity. I'm escar bro fucking life. Not like that, opposite. How did I just make vegans sound like misogynists for bugs? My point was, there's a slug shucking up in my home blue. But slugs were not the pests that you were taught to assume. They prefer decaying leaves to any living plants, so feed your loved ones and they won't scoff them. Like a scruffy, grim reaper, the slug is a messenger. My slug wasn't there to eat my possessions. He came to tell me what was dying. Because you didn't come. And that was hurting me. But slugs prefer decaying leaves to sad human laments, and we're so different. Thank you.
That thing I said about slams being pretty rangy and subject matter and tone were 3 poems in. Fucking hell, man. Guys, you ready to hear Port Poet?
For my sins, I am Israeli. I won't insult you by lying about that. This poem is just a fact. Not by birth, but I did a lot of growing up there, and to say I didn't would be insincere. I've started introducing myself as South African again, and so I do for... I am ashamed of this identity, ashamed to call myself Israeli, ashamed of my government and this broken covenant, ashamed of my friends back home who are indifferent, confusing the words combatant and infant, our media's use of malignant and insufficient just to keep people watching, yet it's alarming when I say I am ashamed of carpet bombing. Did you know that the word for afternoon in Hebrew is sabayim? It is plural. How lucky it is to think having more than one isn't unusual. I am ashamed you think this is safety. I am ashamed to see the death tolls daily, and I am ashamed to be called Israeli. But if everyone who was ashamed of it dropped it, it would only be populated by shameless bastards. It is on me to own this identity, and I will make it better. That is my cross to bear, because I do come from there. I come from prayer shawls and western walls. I come from bus delays and casually worn 8Ks. I come from hummus and falafels and year-long dry spells. I come from yeshivas and ancient fears. I come from Bedouins and Saracens, desert, sacrifice insects, a date for remembrance. I come from blood libel transfusions, all temple ruins and broken humans. I come from holocausts and pogroms. It is on me to say I am Israeli, and this is wrong. It is on me to say I come from evil eyes and godly cries, and this is a fucking genocide. It is on me to say free Palestine. It is on me to say we must pay for our war crimes. It is on me to ask my government, is it different when said by a citizen? It is on me to say I am supposed to come from holiness, and I will not stand for this. Shortly after October 7th, someone very wise taught me that my friends from there who don't get it were raised in the sweet waters of propaganda. And there's room to not forgive but understand. The last time I went home to a home that isn't my home, I told everyone I know. It is long past time to learn. I've been there. I grew up thinking we were the good guys too, and it was a shock to the system, but now I see the truth. Here's the information you should seek. History will not forgive us for complacency. They said, you have no idea what we've been through. I said, fuck you, my friends are dead too. I still know the difference between right and wrong. Please tell me the truth. I told them I come from Israel. That's a fact. It is my truest wish to one day be proud of it.
Dear Heather, I am 12. I grow a heavy secret. I know you're me, so you'll know it too, but will you promise that you'll keep it? I've not inked this to reality yet, so this is a paper reality check, though really my tinyness lacks the breath to breathe this seed to you. It burns a glowing hue of dread, spread on here in infrared, an all-consuming weight. I'll write it in parenthesis, minimize the emphasis as if I spoke, I whispered it, I don't think that I'm straight. Dear Heather, I'm 15 and gay, I'm gay out in the world. My timid printed handwriting is now big, bold, and swirls across the page, light, no labels, and my blossoms taking root. I will stay placed in sunshine, never again to be diluted. This is my entire personality. That goes for everyone to see. I feel like everyone can see. Through my skin into my heart, I play no part impersonating, just feel I've been germinating with wrong compost concentrations. And I cannot tell which labels are appropriate fits. If I simply cease my flowering, then I can never wilt. I propagate empowering, and now I walk stock stilts, and though these strides are tree stub strength, up here the rain leaves petals drenched. This pedestal I did not select. I'm the first queer girl they've ever met. They buzz spaghetti straight till it's wet. Join that argument I3 said to be best. These bees see me, their flower experiment. How did I get? Here, how do I get? There, unmarried from the soil and decaying wormy toil, coiled in daisy chain cuffs, prisoner not amidst the shrubs, but a visitor. What if I can't ever be her? I still don't know who she's meant to be. Fueled by just queer energy or silent sunshine reverie. Shielded underground, I will not yield to thunderclouds. This was all needed to get where we are now. Dear Heather, I'm 23, still queer, budding bright, though it's a blossom now that needs less for us to write about and more we can just smile about. We've repressed, bottled in, then expressed everything in this journal, scribbling. I know I would not change a thing. I know I should not change a thing. I know I cannot change a thing. And that beautiful flowers should not be hidden. And it's all that we are when what we are is still unwritten, so I'm writing. Still enticing equilibrium, but this journey is one that's not as simple as a blossom. Though it feels like you sprouted from a sapling to a colossal plant, you can't bloom a linear path. I'm taking the room that you should have had, dear Heather. I'm proud to soon have petals. I will take their growth with calmness, dear Heather. This intensity I won't forget, though I serenely await that balance, dear Heather. I'm not sure where we next go, but it's together. That's a promise.
We've unleashed the half-gay point. Are you ready for your next point?
Okay, so this poem comes with trigger warnings of suicide and schizophrenia. Raging upon you, monkeys on your back, devils in your ear, rivers of black, synapses of toxins, poison of metal, barren of bones to sever and reveal within your memory deep, leaving traces of jagged teeth, icy blasts of noxious phrases leaking into already weakened membranes. I stretch, aching, always towards you. My hands hold, aching to reach you and watch you spiraling down the vast chasm as the dark matter spreads into your body. So strong, so young. A taste of attempts to wrestle them down with pills, therapy, alcohol, battering into your brain, leaving no stone unturned. Bone weary, you hold your hands up high in surrender. and let those demons rage through you, devouring up each given piece of your body, screaming and screeching, vultures of torture delighting with each swallow of flesh, tearing across you above and beneath. Oh, beautiful boy, you gave up your life, gave your last breath, spoke no more, and finally gave you rest in peace at that beautiful shore where your heart beats once more.
I keep that those going to
February Sistino. Striking queer through life, love never arrives on time. Desperately sought, what should be a source of joy brings instead a restless mind, blind to its own contradictions, sends blood rushing to my cheek, throbbing like I've stayed too long in the wind. You speak, and I hear you say, come into the warmth of me. Come take a breath and rest your head a while on my shoulder. I am peace. Let yourself wind down. I breathe. And slowly let you become the source of my obsession. Every gesture, every cheeky smile, every word catalogued forever in my mind. The only things I now remember. My mind swims with you. I am drowning, but when the boats come, I eschew all rescue. Consider it a bloody cheek that they consider me lost. Want to drag me on board. Save me. Stamp out the source, the root, the cause of this ill wind that has carried me here, wondering if it is a wind-up, a joke, this tawdry infatuation. Still, I pay them no mind. Laugh at everything you say, mistake your kind inquiries for saucy flirtation. Read every innocuous gesture as a coded come on. My senses whirl, I can't think straight. It is so ridiculously on brand for me to fall in love with you. My hand falters, reaching for your cheek. But at night, it steadies itself. In the darkness, the cheek of you, playful banter just unspools, unwinds into obvious signs of desire. Blood thick, sweat slick, hard on, quickening the breath. Hands knack the fantasies of the mind's eye, as we are together and love and love and love and love and come and love again forever, one another's only light source. But you are not mine. Your words to you, nothing more than a light sauce, flavoring the day for everyone, not just me. My cheek stings with the slap of this realization, and I wake. Vision becomes blurred as tears well, and I wander listlessly down the streets and winds of a place that looks like home, silently screeching, never mind, you can't miss what was never yours. I walk on and on and on. Something inside of me whispers, come away now. There is no mythic source of life here, but my heart, turned on to your voice, once again rests my cheek against your shoulder, and your breath on the wind looses the bindings of my mind. Thank you.
This is called Matters of the Dark. This view has a darkness that is heavy. An observation that's mass is massive, and the weight passes on into my dark, mattered body that to you didn't matter. What is it I did that demanded you leave in a way so cadaverously final? What is it I said that provided the end to a discourse I learned fractions from? You never taught me how to shave. The next blossom maroon red shifts harking an ancient implosion 1,000 light years away. You told me about the constellations. And yet when I look up, I don't see giant spoons or leather lacking bells. I see Instead of the arrival of light, it's departure. It's goodbye. You shy from goodbyes that incline towards the fact that you would be there forever. Chide the child that imagines such a sci-fi with shits from halls of bedtime talks and long times ago that I was reliably informed would end in the light side winning. There is a vacuum in my life that sucks. A space, it is a place that has nothing. Frozen corks to match my erosions. The shape you were meant to fill upon the map of my universe is black. Not dark grey, not navy, not Dulux rich black. It is absence. Photons absorbed. That stretches places and times and creates eternities, an endlessness that pulls gravity in, down toward nothing and everything because it fills me completely and leaves me hollow. A nothing you made from a jump you took. Instead of bedtime talks, I imagine blasting into space, just going, leaving the pool of here. Would I find you, or just the darkness that swallowed you, that crushed you before, during, after, into strands of spaghetti? It's rocket-fueled anger. It's sci-fi conventions I learned from you, quibbling over quibbles that I didn't care about until you told me to, because I wanted to be you, to make you happy. But I didn't, obviously. Now the body of astronomy remains and grows and swallows whole. So what do I do to escape it? I don't have a satellite large enough to ask and get an answer.
What fraction are you? What fraction black? What fraction white? What fraction foreign? What fraction belonging? What fraction of you is you? What are you? School teacher said that I am mixed, so could I please list my fractions? Stand at the front, name every land in my blood. My fractions would be helpful for the lesson, she was quite sure. So when I answered her, she wrote my ancestors inside cartoon pizza slices on the whiteboard. Teacher said that I was a great example of fractions. And I learnt that I am a great example when I am broken apart. So I learnt my fractions off by heart, learnt to serve myself in halves, in quarters, in eighths, in whatever suits your taste. Everyone likes pizza, right? For years, my opener was, I am descended from slaves and slave traders, so I make myself work hard. Crowd always laughs. So I continue to pick myself against myself, wrote essays on reconciling identities, shredded my tongue so badly I never tasted my lungs. My lungs are always together. My lungs hold all of me with every breath that only splinters at my tongue. My exhale is whole until I speak myself into fractions. 1 year, I date a New York socialite whose friends are rich and woke and white, and rich were quite delighted that I am so diverse. They ask me for my fractions and I am well rehearsed, and afterwards they are so hasty to demonstrate that they are not racist that they all talk about how much they love Obama. They say they are jealous of my skin. One says it looks like semi-sweet chocolate. Another says dark chocolate. They debate about me, without me, 40%, 60%. No one can agree on my cacao fraction. And I swear I have a strong sense of self, but the next day at the shop, I stammer a long time at the map above the chocolate shelf. Maps are just neat lines. And I have learned you can go to the place they call border, walk with 1 foot on each side. It does not hurt. I'm tired of being pizza. I will be soup. No soup is half carrot, half potato. Carrot and potato soup is all carrot, all potato. I am taking the pizza knife off the table. Tonight, I hold myself with a ladle.
Please, please, looking out right idea. I can work. Please, asshole.
No, we're.
This is for you who beheld the ghost of my former self, my incinerated life, and somehow saw a fiery feather, a beak, a claw peeking out from the ashen heap, and named me for that which I would become. My memories are too muddled to remember which came first, the name you gave to me or the one I chose for myself. All I know is how well they go together. If there's a God, a force, a spirit of destiny I believe in, she is definitely a storyteller. So when words come together as if by magic, infused with so much narrative meaning, who am I to deny their prophetic power? If the life I thought I knew goes up in so much fire and smoke, it is not my destiny to stay buried in the smouldering wreckage. This girl's town may not seem like much, but it is my nest. Beneath the rubble, a single golden egg marbled with kintsugi veins of pure fire. Within, a wounded baby bird, ancient, ageless, innocent, resting, regenerating, renewing. As soon as I read your words, I knew them to be true. I am a fabulous Phoenix boy.
We got hugs for the final poet of the first round. Put your hands together, make all the noise, give all the love to little Melina!
So I grew up in Cumbernauld, and recently I met a man at a university event, and he said he was on the planning committee to demolish Cumbernauld town centre. And it reminded me of bracken back home. It stays, breaks into buds and curls into every junction. I think of feathery green fingers, swelling and sleeping like a brook's undertow. In these oh so trying times, give me frost, a clear throat, unblocked nose, a strong, well-structured warning. Air so fresh, it has you doing backflips across boundaries. Staying in, a swollen belly of home-cooked stew. At dinner, I shake hands with a man I've never met. He says he knows my town. Between bites, I swallow home, resting my head cold between foggy seasons. He's got sweaty fingers. Says he's on the planning committee for some dripping building. I hear the cold, empty shops, lost 60s penthouses, brutalist skies. Give me silent company. Tree climbing, the pebble dash, a sea of grey-spined drain pipes snaking around borrowed woods. Yes, apparently it is similar to Milton Keynes. My throat fills with rented accents and etiquette. He tells me why there's no money, and he lists places in Glasgow he's felt unsafe. Jokingly, he asks the age-old question, what's it called? I nervous laugh. Don't justify it with an answer. Oh, sweet green bones. I know where ferns hum, where I'm most cozy. An infection trickles like a leak or a memory. With a finger snap, I think about how he doesn't know the sky of splitting plaster. With a finger snap, I bring down the heavens with buckets and sickness. I never know what I feel until I speak. And storm clouds spiral like snail shells. Thank you.
Can we get a huge round of applause for all of your first round slammers? Wow. It's times like this, I'm very pleased I'm not in charge. Shouldn't have got the PhD. Me and Dean have both tried to warn anyone that's considering a PhD. It's not a good idea. No, guys, that is the end of the first round. That is insane. I'm going to imagine there's some complicated math happening right now. Probably best that it's Poets doing it, we take some time to get that correct. So what I figured we would do, we'd take a little 15-minute break. We're going to be back kicking off at around 5 past. So back in your seats from 5 past. Tight 15 minutes, guys. I believe in you. And we will see you in the second half.
Welcome back to the second half of Loud Poets. Please clap your hands, stamp your feet, and make some noise for your host and compere, Kevin Mclean.
Hello. Welcome back to the second half of the Loud Poets Edinburgh Slam. Everyone feeling good to be able to get a beverage? Fantastic. My friend, first slam, he's chatting. I can see him. He's going to become aware that I'm talking to him and he's going to go, oh no. Best audience member ever. Oh, hey, you having a good time? First slam that we know of that you're willing to mention. Fantastic, good. Everyone else, I assume, is on board. It's not your first time. Good. Sweet, we are back for the second round. An absolutely insane first round. If you go to a lot of slams, they are not all like this. That is an absolutely insane caliber of first round. I say this all the time. The people that watch, we put all these up on YouTube, like all the whole slam series. I've had people who have watched all the heats for 3 years, and then they meet me and they're like, I could do the script you do for the slams in my sleep. I say it all the time. The scores are such a difficult thing. The judges, we have 3 judges who are trying their best to take a whole remit of things into consideration. But as you see from the range of poetry, you're not judging apples to apples. You're judging apples to snowboards. It's not the same thing, and it becomes really, really difficult to apply those scores. And every time we have a slam of this caliber, the difference between being in 6th place and going through and being in 7th place and not, or being in 11th place and not, is like fractions of a point. It really always is that thin a margin. So I just want to, before I read out who's through, everyone's going, oh, like your spiel, Kev, just read who's through, just read who's fucking through. Before that, I just want one big round of applause for all of your first round slammers. But as it would destroy Annie's last few remaining shreds of sanity if I put everyone through, we're going to go 4 hours, Annie, strap in. Please don't. We can only have 6. So I'm going to read the 6 that are going through. This is not in point order. It's in the order that they're going to read, which is just the reverse alphabetical order to the first round. All right. So the 6 poets, I'm going to... I believe in you, Edinburgh. So I'm going to read out the whole list, and then we'll do one big clap at the end. I don't know why, but that absolutely rocked my faith that this is going to work. All 6 names, one big cheer at the end. I don't have PTSD from 3 years of doing this. First through, Molly Knox. Poets. Molly Knox, Josh Cake, Heather Rose, Gilad Zinman, Emily Briggs, Beth Rose. Those are the 6 poets through. Like I said, that is an absolute nightmare to try and whittle down 5 poets that don't make it through. It will be fractions of points. So if you're a poet that did not make it through to the second round, please, please do not be disheartened. This is all nonsense. You are wonderful. But yes, one more time for all the first round slammers. As I know for sure, there are a bunch of poets going, I didn't think I was going to get through the second round. I don't have a poem prepared for the second round. Oh no. We are going to give them a second to compose themselves. And to do that, we are going to welcome back our absolutely spectacular sacrificial poet. Please put your hands together. Welcome back to the stage, Lucas Sheridan!
Wow. Hello. I don't know about you, but I need to collect myself after that first round. So I vote that we, if we're able to, put our feet on the floor. And then all together, we're going to go take a big, deep breath in. We go, see, I tricked you. And you've just done some audience participation. There's more. So all together, when I go like this, you're going to say the words, I am here. Let's try it. See, you're wonderful at it, you know? Perfect. And then if I go like this, got it. And what happens if I go like this? I could leave. This poem is called The Arctic Bowhead Whale Can Live for Up to 200 Years, after Nate DeMeo. The slow lapping of waves, the rush of a current, the peaking chorus of 50,000, I am here. Our tales, our blubber, our scars, our families, and our cool expanse of home. The bowhead whale was also known as the Arctic right whale, for being the right whale to hunt. The sound expanse, heart, bones, back, cool, blue, 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 home. Slowly, like a tide going out, then a rush of harpoons. If 200 years of life, birth to end, were a beach, how much would you live each grain, each moment of sand? How much would you give each grain of sand? How much would you give for the tide to wash you new, wash you old, wash your wounds, wash you whole? What would you give to again hold those you watch floating lifeless out at sea? Hold your breath. Don't let the air take a breath, take a gulp, take a gasp, take a... Do you feel it in our bones? Like the black of blue depths, like the breaking of a voice. Do the notes echo? Narrow, tired, empty. Now, only vast heart speaking each beat, reflecting off rib, off bone, off muscle, off bone, off breaking, off broken. Echolocation for the lonely. Thank you.
Lucas Sheridan, everybody! Not gonna lie, that poem was a little ruined for me because Lucas went, everyone put their feet on the floor and there was like a clatter of feet. And I'm like, where are y'all keeping your fucking feet? What's going on? I'm so confused. And then I got so accustomed to doing what Lucas told me that when he said, hold your breath, I almost fucking passed out at the sight. This is not a good start to the second round for Kev. I'm very confused. Guys, that's our Sacrificial Poet. We are going to hear from Lucas one more time this evening before they hand off the title. But for now, we are about to jump into the second round. Are you guys ready for the fucking second round? Good, because we've sealed the doors. We are going to kick off. Everybody, please help me welcome back our first slammer to the stage. Build that noise up. Get those claps rolling. Let's put some energy in the room for Molly Dawn!
I don't know if anyone saw online, but in 2013, scientists made the Mars rover sing itself happy birthday in little robot noises, and it made me really sad. This poem is also just about having a shit birthday. Mars rover, this is your mission. Sing yourself happy birthday. I know it hurts. That each New Year's wire concert is heavier than the last. Each swollen tone of yours becomes a lone wave. This is your mission. Buy your own cake from a Martian petrol station. Every August you pass by Ingenuity again. Map a nebula of all those other alien helicopters. Let them brush you cold and far. They've got their missions too. But they can't match a good tune, can't buy you tulips from Tesco's, can't check in, ask how things are, just in case. They can't hug you. When you get so sad sometimes, you crave not discovering anything at all. This is your mission. Get so sad it boils you. Crave a chorus of birthdays the same as yours. This is your mission. Sleep late and sound every August, dreaming of opal dust and past waters. Become a lit match, dip gently under a running tap. Smoke snuffed out by knowing they'll never know you. They'll never know you. 1 decade calibrates you, solitary, leaking salt. I think of you more often than I should. Maybe I think I'm just like you, crooning overtones in air as thick as diesel. I'm tired in a snowstorm as long as day, as ached, as getting up early again. Any year now. They'll let you be yourself any year now. This is your mission. Forget living makes love roll to rust. Forget growing makes the ground sink into you. Forgive this atmosphere for refusing to be warm and still, and forgive your parts for resenting the way weather finds a way to love and wait there. Be intimate, chemical, curious. And remember, this is your mission. Sing yourself happy birthday. No one can do this but you. Thank you.
Everybody, keep that applause building up as we welcome back to the stage the wonderful Josh Kay.
Why are you always screaming about politics? Just talk about the weather. Okay. Last year, Lisa from the town of Crescent Heads was trapped in the once-in-a-lifetime fires. Heard the pop of melting tires. They were running out of water as the trees fell into pyres, and she thought her family was about to die. They survived. To see today, when the once-in-a-lifetime floods have caught her town, all the roads leading out are underwater now. The school's a short drive away, but they've had to evacuate. She hasn't seen her child in days. She's just trying not to drown. Just weather. Last year, Rob, from the valley near Warhope, was trapped in the once-in-a-lifetime fires, gave up sleep for a week beneath a hell-red sky, pumped water from the creek for the taps were already dry from the once-in-a-lifetime drought. His family managed to save their house until today, when the once-in-a-lifetime flood filled the valley like a bowl and tore every rafter down, smashing homes with telegraph poles, and he's just trying not to drown. I'm talking about weather that is the reason why I moved. My homeland is doomed. If we don't stop heating the world, yours will be too. I hope Scotland never sees the weather. But if you do, you will soon learn that we are not all in this together, because look who gets hit first. It's never the Parliament Malvolios with mining stock portfolios who only defend their rich male friends when they're forced to concept with the concept of consent. The people who bear the worst of a disaster are the ones who cannot afford to get out faster. They are the inhabitants of Pacific Islands, forced to be migrants as their homes vanish into the blue. They are the children of Tuvalu going broke importing food for their trees no longer bear fruit. They are the Tongans begging us to survive, while the World Climate Summit says cutting carbon will take more time. And why would they listen to a woman like Nausarletta Setani when they could sign away her future to Adani? After the once-in-a-lifetime drought came the once-in-a-lifetime fires, followed by the once-in-a-lifetime floods, followed by the once-in-a-lifetime floods, followed by the once-in-a-lifetime floods. So pardon me if I am yet to turn the page on the every year of my lifetime, once-in-a-lifetime rage. Every day I see another innocent person in need, so a few rich men can collect more wealth than they could ever spend. It's a high-score game we pay for with our souls. It's whack-a-mole, we are the moles, the whacking never ends. The moles cannot escape the carnival game by voting politely, by waiting every 4 years to ask very nicely. And since all justice is urgent and connected tightly, I'd urge you, no matter what your fight is, to unite with me in agreeing. Maybe we'll win, build the future we're dreaming. Maybe we'll lose, burnt and drowned in the scheming. But if we're gonna die, I'd rather die screaming.
Keep that applause going. Keep the energy in the room as we welcome back Heather Rose.
Jenny tells me not to do the face. The sun's face peeks its face, breathes its shine and sheath to place that glow onto our skin. Lit with illumination, only silent observation brings. Jenny tells me not to do the face. The clock face is a chase face, ticks the time you waste face, plays each chime with might face. The clock's a taken flight face, the clock is a remind face. To each bell you should answer when Jenny says it's cancer. She tells me not to do the face. See, that face is a flat face, warm eyes frozen in place, face, creased brow deep as base, face, furrowed twitching, knots are stitching, but you're just sitting in place, face. When Jenny has had to face the face so many times before, the face is pity. It's a mirrored face to yours when the news shows burning cities. See, it's the pose that you do upon receipt of bad news, delineating lines lined like listeners sat in pews, praying superfluously with you, humming lengthy tunes of symphonies of sympathies, murmured melodies morose, so the face becomes a barrier to people getting close or getting up. It's easy to just do the face, but does it justify just the face? Sometimes the face has its face place, like it was a mundane date face, or having a kind of bad day face, but really it can't be the same face to our facing someone's pain face. Jenny would rather a plain face. If empathy is connectivity, then sympathy is charity, and no amount of funds can help Jenny just feel like she's been seen. When else do we do the face? When the world feels a big place, face, there's families displaced, face, we watch anguish chase, face, death tolls seem to race, face, but as long as we do the face, we feel we can be complacent. When really we should be facing to be the sun or the clock, to shine our warmths or check a watch, time our capacities and deeply see what else we have time to be doing. We've a face and body too, so our ways to place change are multifaceted. Our faces have these curious eyes we can use to see beyond a guise, mouth to combat cruel conditions, nose to smell bullshit emissions. Like our silent sun that glistens, face connects us ears to listen. Like the clock hands move momentum, time won't placate our inaction. Faces are front, no turning back and just doing the face. We are more than just shapes, spots, freckles, bruises. When Jenny says don't make the face, I think about what I can do with it.
Please keep that applause going as we welcome back to the stage, Gilad Zedman.
Last night, I stumbled backwards into a wishing well. I hit my head against a fistful of coins on their way to becoming wishes. By the time I hit the bottom, I had passed out and was dreaming about hope. In my dream, I am a snake. I called myself complacent, so now I am cunning. I called myself spineless, so now I am all spine. I called myself loud-mouthed, so now I am silent and all hiss. I am fished out of the well by someone who looks like a thrift store angel. Think streetlight halo and cardboard wings. I ask if their name is Gabriel. They say it isn't, but they get that a lot. They ask if I'm okay, and I say I am. I just feel a little off. They offer me a towel and some warm tea that they must have magicked out of the wind. I clean out my cup and return it, and they call me kind. I say I am a wolf. I am all bark and no bite, but I am still a menace. They say they too have wolf blood in them. They call me Romulus and take my wolf face in their wolf hands and tell me again that I am kind and that they have reverse Ophelia'd me from the same well a dozen times. They say after a dozen, I should stop saying stumbled backwards. They say it is okay to fall, even head first. That's what happens when you spend time on a precipice. I told them that they are kind, and then they rolled their eyes so far I thought they were aiming for some bowling pins that were just out of my sight. I said I might have fallen forward. I said I was trying to arm wrestle a snake metaphor into a poem and I lost balance. I said I often lose balance trying to find the right words. They said balance is overrated. I can metaphor hunt until the room spins and I see stars as long as I help them cover that damn wishing well first. Part 2, nearly losing it. Last night you wished me out of a well again. A dozen doesn't even come close. I snake slithered out and when you offered me your hand, I turned into a staff and you used it to split the well water in two like Moses. You looked like an angel, like always. You asked if I'm okay, and I said you ask that too often. How heavy is your halo? I only want you to look after yourself as much as you do the rest of us. I start calling myself Wolf Boy. You tell me to shut up. I can't have it both ways. Join the pack or metamorphose back into man. I said I lost balance and fucked up. I think about whimpering back with my tail between my legs, but I don't think you still want me. You say balance is overrated. But yeah, you used to try harder, and I did, and I'm sorry.
We have reached the penultimate poet in the second round. Please put your hands together and welcome back Emily Bray!
A boy called Harry cried wolf, hoping someone heard what was left of him. Now he finds himself between the hinges of the howling creature's jaw. Hey, you hounds, here comes your aperitif. But how could this have happened? Such a horror, when the folk of Harry's village have been known to hone their ears to hailstones which cause harm to the harvest. They're famous for high-tuned hearing, hunting prey at hundreds of paces, having quickly honed their place of hiding. And through hearsay, Harry heard that danger never him could reach. Harry simply had to prove to them he could perfect a harrowing scream. Hey, you hound, help me with my sound. But this is not the tale of how a wolf inhaled a boy. Chewed up, hollow cheeks had Harry long ahead of the lethal hunt. He had halved his vocal cords, hung them, quartered, half notes drawn like curtains parting his throat. We ask for a scream and you give us a cry. We shall not let slide such slovenly work. So Harry headed uphill, hinting at something hideous. That if a wolf's tooth would just prick his skin, the mark would leave an indent, an incident that would outlive any villager's promise to hold him. If a wolf could hear a cry as loud as it could hear a scream and it could bite it indiscriminately, then that's why Harry's hands were held between his teeth. Because Harry is the kind of boy who cries but never learns to scream. Hey, you hound, you are getting close to me. The villagers raised their cameras for the animal's last supper. Their telescopes stink of communion wine, and a kind of grace is uttered, because Wolfie's looking hungry. On his haunches, Wolfie howls, and Harry bows his head in one last now. Nature's hazards can't be helped. He's simply hungry. How could a wolf behave another way? How could he halt his carnivorous habits? Harry, however, Harry had it coming for him. Harry surely hadn't thought they would hurry to rescue a husk of a boy, a handsome shell, a chrysalis. Harry was a snakeskin half abandoned. Have you seen a hairless wig? Harry had hair, but Who would help the unhearable? Who would help the boy who cried wolf, thinking someone had to save him, someone had to hear, but they'd had it to hear with him. They'd had it to hear with the boy who hogged the tale of how a wolf inhaled a man, when this is the tale of a boy who cried but never learnt to scream. This is the tale of a boy who cried but never learnt to scream.
We have come to the final poet of the second round. Please make all the noise as we welcome back Bedro!
This one has 2 gentle trigger warnings. One for suicide, one for hope. The wallpaper in my living room is ripped. I have not fixed it yet. There are so many other rips in the world I am not paying attention to. I have planned my exit from this life down to the last detail so many times, the wallpaper no longer seems to matter. And I've still walked back from the edge under my own command because I knew how to unstitch my own eulogy from my throat. I have seen so much blood on so many walls in my house, you would think I had carved my own chest open for a place to lay my head. But I've been able to clean it until it looked good enough to love, because hope is the same color as scar tissue. The way letting a wound close over is the same as apologizing to myself for putting it there. I am surprisingly good in a catastrophe. I've written so many letters that I would never see being read. I've become able to deal with the times the darkness takes over. See, when the world is ending, it's easy to know the right thing to do. The problem is, no one taught me what to do when there are only little cuts. If you pray to God for salvation from devastation, to whom do you pray when it only hurts a little? To whom do you pray when it's just the edges that are bleeding? What do I do when sadness is the only friend left with the key to my house? The only one who knows how I like my tea? The only one who knows what it takes to help me sleep? Don't tell me don't have nights of counting the knives in your house and hoping against the impulse for tasting crimson that they are all in the same place tomorrow morning and you will not be so magnetized to your own iron. It's called a living room because we do our dying everywhere else. This room is painted 3 shades of grey so different from each other I can no longer believe that the paint in the can will match the picture on the front. The paint inside me has never matched the picture on the front, and I know. I've been told not to compare traumas, but what is this world if not a tapestry of wounds we stitch our lives along the scar tissue of? And it sure seems like the only thread I have left inside me is still not clotted. To be clear, I'm not comparing your trauma to my trauma. I'm comparing my grief to your love. On the days when your love wins, I forget to worry about the days when it doesn't. And maybe that's enough. Maybe I don't need prayers to heal the little cuts. Just your hand on my cheek. The promise that my rough edges will be sanded smooth by your hugs. And that you think a little ripped wallpaper can still make this house a home.
Wow, that is. I was like going, oh, the first round, that's a fucking crazy round, and then I went, oh no, that was wild. Can we get a huge round of applause for all your second round slammers? Unhinged, and like I say, I talk about all the. Oh right, I was like. How have you possibly done math that quickly? I've known you 10 years. That's not possible. Katie, PhD in English, fucking F in math. No. Yes, I talk about it all the time, but like I love slams so much because they are this rapid fire of all the best bits of spoken word. There is no other art form like it where you can run that remit of voices, of subjects, of styles, of tones, emotions, all in that rapid fire blast. It's absolutely incredible to see. We focus so much on the competition part of slams, but for me, it will always be the poetry bit of the slam that matters about poetry slams. And that is the perfect example of why. Can we just get it one more time for all the poets? He says one more time, knowing that will not be the last time. It's a lie. But yes, guys, we are going to be moving soon on to the third round. While the math is being done, I thought we'd say that. There's a couple extra little bits to the third round that we need. One of those little extra bits is one of my favorite little extra bits by the name of Jackie! To be fair, Jack, I have given you worse intros than my nice little bit. Yes, so this is Jack. Jack is an incredible musician. He does some absolutely wonderful things, and one of those wonderful things is working with poetry. Jack has been with us for a million years, and in that time he's worked with thousands of poets, probably. Sure, why not? No one's going to challenge it. 1 million poets. And it's a weird talent, and not every musician can do it, can kind of just play along. He understands the tone of poetry, understands the flow of it. He writes poetry himself. So he kind of gets it in a way that a lot of people don't. And one of our favorite things is to pair Jack up with some incredible poets. And so we're going to do that just now to give you a bit of an example. So in a second, I am going to invite our sacrificial, and I'm good at words. I'm going to invite our sacrificial poet up to the stage, and they are going to do what the poets through the third round are going to do. They're going to give Jack a couple words, a bit of a vibe of the poem, and Jack is going to do magic, and that'll be lovely for you guys to enjoy. I'm really handing a lot of stuff over to Lucas and Jack at that stage, and magic will happen before you, but I'm sure it will. So yeah, this is a little glimpse of how that third round is going to work. I'm not at all waffling and stalling for math purposes. No. So guys, for the very last time, please help me welcome back to read tonight the absolutely spectacular Edinburgh champ, Lucas Sheridan!
I panicked there for a moment and thought it was supposed to be someone called Edward. And I was like, Ed? My words for this evening are glitter, wistful, and then resistance. Yeah, I want a glitter button. This poem deals a bit with queer and transphobia, but with a vibe of wistful glitter resistance, I guess. So make of that what you will. Sometimes I want to put my friends in a snow globe, where the only cold they'll feel is paper snow, where the streets are always lit and glittering. When you feel the ground shift in a snow globe, everyone is still alive. It's merely the curiosity of a child shaking, not the earth breaking open, taking another one of us to some cold imagined home. I want to put my friends in shatterproof Pyrex, where the crap bounces off but the sun shines through. There'd be stained glass to blur out the headlines and for fun. And our plants would still grow, and we'd stand tall, and there'd be music and dancing and only happy chanting, and our bodies would move like glitter falling upwards. I want to put my friends in a snow globe, but I make do with wrapping their signs in cling film before they go to a protest in the rain. I make do with telling them I love them whenever I can. I make do with writing poems. I make do with telling them I love them. I make do with signing the petitions. I make do with going to another bloody Zoom meeting. I make do with telling them I love them, with picking them up from hospital, with writing them poems, with writing to my MP, asking them to please see our humanity. We make do living like glitter, only ever seen properly if the light hits, if the eyes hit in a particular way, scared of the angles people take, the takes they make when we are just living, our skin catching on the edges of boxes we never asked to break, more than paper cuts of policy documents, glass ceilings, cubicle doors, waiting rooms, lists, forms. I'm in another hold queue, and the music is driving me mad, and I can't help but laugh, because it makes me think of a day in lockdown. Hold music on loudspeaker in the living room, my housemates bopping at 3 p.m. to the tinny tune. Waiting to ask for the referral, anxiety bubbling out in beats, knowing another appointment won't make them who they are, but sometimes you just want to be seen. And just before a voice picks up at the other end of the phone, we pretend the bass is building, the lights are flashing, look each other in the eyes, dance as if the moment's endless, the bass will never drop, we'll never have to leave that room. And the sun hits the back wall, casting shadows of dust on our dirty windows, like flakes of snow suspended. Sometimes I want to put my friends in a snow globe, but we make do.
Lucas Sheridan, everybody!
The paper is for me. Go about your business. Guys, can we get a big round of applause from Jack Hanks as well? As I said previously, the scores, it's chaos. I'm sure that was... Katie is looking at me very fucking upset, so that must have been very close. You all saw it. You know this. The fucking who goes through is like, insane. Yes. So for those poets that make it through, you're going to come up, you're going to give Jack 3 words, and then just do magic like Lucas did. It'll be easy. Okay. You know what? You've been real nice, Edinburgh. You can cheer after each one, all right? Reading in this order in the final round will be... Bathroom! No, you're right, Jack. The power. Josh King! Couple of box of roses and a cake, very Christmas themed. What a delicious final round. Fat man makes chocolates joke. Yes, wonderful, wonderful. So those... I think I'm having a stroke. Those are your 3 finalists. That is going to be your final round. I'm now just killing time so they can think of 3 words. I'm kind of looking at them. I think they all know their 3 words because I looked at Beth and Josh, and then I looked at Heather and she was going... So, thanks all for coming. No, we are going to jump right into the final round. Guys, this is going to be extraordinary. I want you to give all the energy, all the love you have left to our final 3 poets. Starting off, build it up. Let's get that energy in the room. Get that applause going as we welcome back to the stage,
Church burns hopeful. Stained glass. 1. They're going to leave. It may be death, it may be distance, it may be heartbreak, it may be time, but they are going to leave. 2. She makes spaghetti the way her first-year university girlfriend did. Chopped bacon, sour cream, flash-boiled pasta. He has a playlist of songs he knows from the lover he hopped the city link to see. I still love Sex and the City because it was my ex's comfort show, and one time she shared her comfort with me. They wear red because their grandmother always smiled when they did. She carries a lighter in her pocket every day because she never would have met her best friend if she hadn't needed a light on a rainy Friday outside the cat house in Glasgow. He dances in his kitchen when he gets good news because she told him it never stops being magic just because you know how it works. I know that every human action comes from anger, hope, fear, or love because a friend and I solved the human condition playing GTA 3 age 15. They read The Hogfather every Christmas because their friend never got the chance to read it before See You Tomorrow became ashes to ashes, dust to dust. 3. Do you have to die for me to say that I miss you? 4. We are stained glass, a painted, perfect, beautiful window made to catch the light, to glitter and glisten, formed from pieces of color sprinkled into our lives by the ones that we love and the ones that love us. 5. Just because they're gone doesn't mean they're not still with you.
It's time for slammer number 2. Build that energy up. Keep that applause going. Raise the fucking roof for Heather Rowe.
May I have something colorful that starts to gray, please?
Colorful to gray.
Yeah. I'll start when you start. Let me be your daughter, please. I am dating your son, who you still see as bathed in blood, the baby birthed as girl you thought saw proof through placenta, dressed him in magenta every day, content coloring over his bluebell chiming shades when he tells you, I'm actually a man. So let me be your daughter, please. I am peachily passionate about this position. Hard-working to be girly since I was like 11, and I made it my own. Turned peach pink into purple. Iridescent ties into being my own girl. I trudged slow against paint strokes that said that girl is not a primary color, so it was the mixing of blood and innocence together. It painted an appreciation. So now I can show you womanhood in all her different shades. So let me be your daughter, please. You yearned yourself yellow, a baby girl, a baby plan. What does wanting a girl mean, can I ask? Is it sunshine-speckled Saturdays designing girl in floral dresses? Is it syrup-drizzled bacon where girl can be taste tester? Is it a tiny friend to browse shop's rows of honey-glowed perfume? Or is it the lemon-bitter pressure that girl can be a better you? Mothers and daughters can be wretched reflections. And though the constellations in my eyes are not ones that yours mentions, at least my stars see him. Let me be your daughter, please. Sure, you missed my blank canvas. Rebellious red and teen teal anxious, but I can tell you about those paint splatters over coffee and tea. You could bake and I could taste test. Close our eyes, smell the perfume, and guess the ingredients without seeing the container. Me becoming family is a mental reframing. Viewing him in blue is exactly the same plus a name. Let me be your daughter, please, because I'm at my orange boiling thrum. I've just been waiting for you to come, because this right to be mad is one that only families can have. I cannot flame at my in-laws, but if I can storm right through the door and let the call come from inside the family, maybe then you'll hear me, see my guy, our guy. Let me be your daughter, please, so that he doesn't have to. Nothing makes primary colors, he was just born blue, and you are the last tide to settle on his sand. You cannot fix our graying world, but you can be a brighter palette, parent. And that pigment you feel you're missing, well, I can be that puzzled color, so let me be your daughter, please, because you don't have another.
We have come to the final poet of the third round. I want you to make all the noise you got left. I want to hear that roof blow off as we welcome Josh Kay.
Hello, Jack. Thank you, Jack. 3 words. Rhythmless digital hum. I'll chat for a bit while with pedals and stuff. Thank you to everyone who runs this. I like poems. This one is about how I have a bad time on the internet, but a good time at poetry events. I'll try to bring in a couple of the poets who didn't make it through. It's called Ode to the Clearing. Online I get derailed, it's tripping me, I can't relax. Where emotions are a playlist and we're skipping through the tracks. Look, your friend had lunch. Like it. Look, your friend shared a meme. Laugh, react. Look, your friend's father lost that battle. Sad react. Love, sad react. It's weird if you change it. Look, your friend shared a fascinating tutorial on Danish cord weaving. Wow, react. Look, your friend shared an article about weapons exports. Angry react. Look, your friend in Glasgow had a baby. Love heart react. These are different people. It's not the same friend having the busiest day ever. But it is the same you reading this, the same day, the same minute. Mostly, I can keep up with the churning, the leap up from mourning to learning, but when an agonized missive from the bereaved is followed by tips on how to laced rope weave, it feels dismissive, like we didn't get space to grieve. In Gaza, a woman dies in need of a C-section thanks to British-manufactured missiles fired in her hospital's direction. And in Glasgow, Robert and Charlotte's newborn Clement is perfection. And how are both of these on my screen at the same time? At the supermarket, they give us dividers so we don't buy each other's bread. I need one here instead. I need to fully rage before I turn the page so when I scroll on yonder to Clement's tiny face, I can hold a full moment of wonder. Perhaps poetry has the benefit of training us to be fitter for a lifetime of TikTok and Twitter because here, whatever stories we tell, there's no rush to farewell. I'm not saying it's emotionally easy. It's not. Poets can be a lot. 1 minute, someone is hurting so much it's disconcerting, and 3 minutes later, Molly sings Mars Rover happy birthday to itself, and 3 minutes later, Gillard's falling over, wishing wolves into the well. But here, whatever stories we tell, whether they're heaven or hell, we have space. We dwell. This is my ode to the clearing, to this sit-down meal in a forest of fast food feeling.
Make some noise for all your third round poets! I am wrecked. This is too much. First heat of the Slam series. It's going to be a long year for Kev. Cool. No, that was an absolutely incredible final round. Just while some scores are being totted up, I just wanted to say some thank yous. First off, to Push the Boat Out for having us. Can we make some noise for Push the Boat Out? Poetry is still sort of the weird red-headed stepchild of the festival scene, I think. And Push the Boat Out do such an incredible job to create such an amazing space that includes the whole scope of poetry, I feel. A lot of the lit fests, book fests, poetry festivals you can go to can be quite narrow in their view of what poetry is. And we are spoken word poets. That's what we do here at Loud Poets. And a lot of what we're doing is trying to kind of crowbar a little space for spoken word poets in some of these festivals, and we didn't have to crowbar with Push the Boat Out. They fucking threw the door away and welcomed us in, and they always have. They not only just with spoken word, but like they have always included like hip hop and stuff in the sort of realm of words, right? Words, but like it's always been an incredible festival for that, and we're so pleased to find our space in Push the Boat Out. Yesterday we were doing some workshops, and like a lot of those workshops are for free for people to come along and engage with, and that's a big thing. One of the most beautiful things about spoken word is you don't need a bunch of kit to do it. Anyone can do it. You don't need a voice. I've seen some beautiful sign poetry and things like that. You don't need even a pen and paper. You can write your shit in your head if you want to. Like anyone can access it. So making those events free where they can and affordable where they can is such a huge deal. We love being part of Push the Boat Out. So yeah, big thank you to them. Also to Creative Scotland, without whom we would not be able to do this. And a lot of shit gets said about Creative Scotland, and it's not a perfect institution, but they do a lot of really fucking good work to support art in this country. And without them, it would not be the same landscape it is. And when we look at what's happening in England right now with Ailes and everything they're going through, and the suggestions that they might disappear very fucking soon, we should be very, very grateful for what we do have. Always try and make it better, but appreciate that it's fucking there. So big whoop for Creative Scotland. And just to all of our poets, it's horrible putting yourself forward into a slam. It's a scary thing to do. You're being judged, and I hope it never feels like that. I always hope our slams are an excuse for poets to come together, get to know each other, get some poems out there, and have a good time. So much love for the poets. Could I please have a big round of applause as we welcome back onto the stage for the ceremonial handing over of the title. For a few moments still, your reigning Edinburgh Slam Champ, Lucas Sheridan! Grab the bell. Massively close. All of that said, there could only be one champ. We got a few minutes left. We got no minutes left, so I'm just going to jump right to it. Please help me congratulate and welcome to the stage your brand new Edinburgh Slam champion, Heather Rose! Heather Rose, everybody! Edinburgh thinks it's funny to have tiny slam champions so that belt looks huge by comparison. And I appreciate the shtick, Edinburgh. Good times. Guys, this has been an absolutely insane evening. Just one time, can I get a big thank you for our beautiful technician in the booth? For all of the staff here at the Pleasance and Push the Boat Out. For my loud poet compadres, Mark Galley on the cameras, Jack on the guitar, Katie Ailes doing everything else. For our spectacular judges, Annie Rutherford, Lucas Sheridan, and Katie Ailes. For all of the poets you saw. One more time for the fucking champ, Heather Rose! I have been Kevin Mclean. This has been the Loud Poets Edinburgh Slam. You guys have been fucking awesome. We will see you again next time. Good night! Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please help us share it with more people by clicking the like button down below. If you want to see more videos like it, well, there should be one on your screen right now. Click that and you can head right there. Or you can subscribe to the channel. Make sure to ring the bell icon for notifications and you will never miss another video we put out. If that's not enough for you, well, good news. We have over 50 full-length Loud Poet shows that you can get access to, either by joining us over on the Patreon page or by becoming a member right here on YouTube. All you need to do is click the join button down below. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next time.